Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How do you know if someone lies to you? Well, if you know the truth, or you know a different version of the truth or whatever the person is telling you. That is, the mass media. How do you know the mass media lie to you? Unless you know anything about the subject, they can say whatever they want. That means you require to know. You are required to know. If you don't know, they will sell you anything and you can't, verify. Or can you? Well, you can, but you have to put effort in it. My point is, no, these guys, the media operatives, create a narrative towards what's going on in Syria, in Palestine, with the Houthis, and in Iran, in Russia. They create narratives. Now, if you know things about what's going on, or at least know more about it, you understand when they lie, simply lie by omission, and so on. So let me show you here how actually the Assad regime fell. It was the great state of Israel, with Netanyahu attacking the terrorists that, created the opportunity for the opposition, the rebels, to attack Assad. So it is the Israelis who actually were the good guys attacking and striking inside Syria for so long, all those Iranian terrorists, and they are the good guys. They are the good guys. That's the story these guys tell us. Plus, it's another thing. Assad regime was making money selling drugs to the surrounding countries. That means obviously it's bad, right? And the surrounding countries said, you know what? You affect our society, therefore we're just going to drop you like a hot potato. And with the help of the Israelis, supported by us, the forces of the good, Assad fell. This is the narrative. I'm going to show you an article with that one. That's first one. Second one, they tell us that Israel troops can remain in Gaza after war. Hamas concedes in major U-turn. Do you think that Israel needed Hamas's approval to remain in Gaza? Again, they create a narrative. Israel would have stayed, will stay forever in Gaza. But they will make sure the Palestinians will just go to visit their relatives outside of Gaza. You know what I mean? And the third point here that I have is Israel is preparing to strike Iranian nuclear sites. Remember, it worked in Syria because the Israelis destroyed the infrastructure of the evil Assad, and then the uprising, the democratic forces supported by the forces of good, that is us obviously, and Israel. So Israel does the same thing to Iran now. Therefore, it's a good thing because you're going to have another, regime change in Iran. Because we know from the same guys, from the mass media, that Iran are evil. All right, let's go and see. Let's start with this one. This comes from the Telegraph. Israeli troops can remain in Gaza after war. Hamas concedes in major U-turn. I don't think they were not even asked. All this is massaged to a wooden leg. You have a wooden leg and you massage it, is a zero. They wouldn't have left anyway. That's my assessment as a free person. New hope for ceasefire deal after mediators say terror group has shifted position and also handed over list of hostages. Hamas has reportedly agreed to allow Israeli troops to remain in Gaza in a major about turn that could unblock hostage deal. The Israelis will eliminate all Hamas guys that they want, sooner or later, for us, to protect us, because they're the good guys. That's why is our ally in the Middle East. All right, that's the first one. Second one, we're going to find out what actually destroyed Assad. According to ABC News, these are media operatives, my friends. What is Captagon, the synthetic stimulant that earned billions for the Assad regime in Syria? So they say, I read the article, that Assad regime was selling this Captagon made in Syria to the surrounding countries. Therefore, the other countries got sick of this and they said, you know what, we're going to let you fall. Well, if you look at the same thing, then how about Mexico creating drugs sold into the United States of America? Should we do something about it? Because the market is United States of America. Or let's say fentanyl, coming from China, supposedly produced over there, right, synthetic, shipped into Mexico, and from Mexico up the border to us. So who should we strike? Mexico? China? Both? All right, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a few paragraphs here regarding this article. The Assad regime in Syria came toppling down in lightning speed after rebel forces with an ISIS guy in charge, okay? Oh, he's restructured, he's reformed. Okay, like a rapist. Okay, did he go to jail for that? No. Thank you very much. A days-long offensive across the country and capture the capital. Okay. How did it happen so quickly? All right, let's see. It says here that some Syrian analysts, as well as Biden administration, have pointed out to Assad chief backers, Iran, Russia, Hezbollah, as having been weakened and distracted in recent months. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in September said that the killing of Hezbollah leader Hassan was a historic turning point. You got it? You know what it is? Other close watchers of Syria have also pointed to another key factor, a tiny white pill with a pair of interlocking half moons on one side, a synthetic and amphetamine that is widely popular in the Middle East, known as Captagon, because they can't drink, supposedly they take these things. Experts, right, say that the drug trade stemming from Syria, the world's largest Captagon supplier, helped hasten Assad's downfall because neighboring countries, wanting to tamp down on the flood of pills, abandoned him. All right, that's what is, my friends. And obviously we have the guys with this is the bad guy by definition. So we have to think about that, and also by the Israelis attacks, man. They did that to everybody. Now they tell us about this drug here. I'm not going to read over, but he was just dropped because he was making too much money and the surrounding societies were bad. So the problem is, and this is what I'm saying, they weakened, man. The Israeli weakened right here. Weakened and distracted. And Netanyahu said that this is a historic turning point. He's killing of a guy. That means, how about the Ayatollah in Iran? Would that be a historic point, you think? I guarantee you the operatives will hail it as such, and they will tell it to you, yes. And that gets me to the third article. Here it is. Israel preparing to strike Iranian nuclear sites. Now, are you for that as an American? Of course you are. Look how bad everybody is and how great we can end, right? Toppling all these dictators, the dictators that don't follow our order, that is. If Israel just bombs everybody over there with our weapons, our military experts and troops, and with our everything else. That's the way it's going. So right now they're just building the garbage for you. When Israel is going to hit the nuclear weapons in Iran, you are already prepared to accept that. Not to say, oh, wait a minute, there is an attack on a sovereign independent country like, Ukraine, by the Russian. No, you're not going to be, this kind of similarity will never be put together by the media. Why? Are you crazy? Who's in charge of the media? They are. Our saviors in the Middle East are doing our dirty job for us to keep our freedoms. They protect. We're together in this. We're together. God damn it, man. It's so easy. All right. Events in Syria have created a window of opportunity. Sources have told the Times. And the window of opportunity in Syria was created by the Israel's weakening the whomever. The Israel Air Force is preparing for potential strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. Military officials have told the Times of Israel, the Jewish state. See if you find out the Bolivian state or the Romanian state or the Hungarian state. They don't use that. Only to these guys. Why? Hey, there's no apartheid. Nothing. It's not it's not an ethnic state. Not at all. No theocracy or anything like that. Nothing. It's a democracy. Are you crazy? That the surprise takeover of Syria, by jihadist rebels, the Russians use the term, has weakened Tehran's position in the region. Weakened, so that means if it's weakened, let's go, which could prompt Iran to speed up its atomic program. The outlet said, Yeah, if I would be Iran and I have people around me ready to attack me that have nuclear weapons and all that, I will get the best weapon I can, like North Korea, and back the fuck off. I will do that. Why didn't you do it so far? Because you were not allowed. By whom? By some who dropped atomic bombs as a war crime onto civilian cities. Mind you, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. 6th and 9th of August 1945. Hey, it saved lives, shortened our lives. It shortened the war. Therefore, if Putin comes with the same argument, what would you say? If Putin says, if I drop some nuclear weapons, I don't know, in Berlin and I don't know, somewhere, it's going to shorten the war, maybe destroy all of us, and our boys will be saved. It's not going to fly, and shouldn't. So it shouldn't fly on this one. So Tehran long insisted that its nuclear program is peaceful and civilian in nature. I would say, if you have that, I should be entitled, if we are equal. If you're not equal, then fuck off. That's exactly what North Korea did. All right, my friends. Right here, Netanyahu's government has used the recent events in Syria to destroy its neighboring... So I told you, these are, guys, man, these are our saviors right here, our people. Netanyahu government has used the recent events in Syria to destroy its neighbors' military capabilities, launching one of the largest attack operations in the history of its air force. Earlier this week, Israeli jets struck over 250 targets across Syria, including airports and seaports, air defense and missile sites, military industry facilities, and warehouses. Israeli troops also moved beyond the buffer zone in the Golan Heights, claiming Mount Hermon. Did they have a United Nations approval? No, they don't give a fuck about it. But hey, Russia should give when you create shit in the country next door. Remember, in self-defense, you can't do everything you want. And if you claim self-defense, so can I, so can he, so can she. And remember, it's only one country who can do what the fuck ever it wants. The United Nations will not do anything because the United States will veto. We, the people. No ceasefires, blah, 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 blah. Everybody else is one side, United States and Palau and whomever is on the other side. Like about 4 countries. Or in the United Nations General Assembly I'm talking about. In the Security Council, United Nations Security Council, it's one country always. And that is us. We are against everybody else. You know why? Because we know better. Not because we are owned. No, we know better. Even the Brits abstain. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So remember, the good people over there in Syria is Israel. These guys just manufacture drugs and it's okay. But those guys in China and those guys in Mexico, now it's okay, all right, and so on. I mean, a little bit of consistency, shall we? And Israel will hit nuclear sites. I think I have a gut feeling that they will do it about 99%. That's my gut feeling tells me. At this point, maybe tomorrow I change my mind, like the Americans change their mind all the time. No tanks to Ukraine, boof, tanks. Oh, no airplanes in Ukraine, boof, airplanes. Okay, I can change my mind, don't you think? Without consequences as great as these guys have for changing their mind. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.